Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder. Today we're diving into Resolute Inc's latest report. Get ready because this filing has some interesting shifts happening behind the scenes, especially when it comes to executive compensation and how they plan to manage their financing. Alright, let's kick things off with what is in this very important document. This is a current report, which means it is for events that are material or important to the company and its shareholders. Think of it like a news flash from the company about significant happenings. First off, the company's stock is being traded on the Nasdaq Capital Market. Their ticker symbol is RZLT. This is how you'd find and trade their shares. It is good to know where a company is listed, as it gives you an idea of its size and the regulations it follows. Now let's get to the juicy stuff. An entry into material definitive agreement basically means the company has signed a significant contract. In this case, it is all about amendments to employment agreements. This sounds a bit dry, but it has real consequences. On the 17th of October 2025, Resolute Inc. made some changes to the job contracts of its top executives. We're talking about Nevin C. Allen, the Chief Executive Officer, Brian Roberts, the Chief Medical Officer, Darren Evans, the Chief Financial Officer, and Sunil Karnawat, the Chief Commercial Officer. What did they change? They've added a provision that entitles each of them to a full gross-up payment. What is a gross-up payment? Well, imagine if there is a change in control event at the company, meaning someone new takes over or the company is sold. Sometimes, under tax laws, specific payouts to executives can be considered excess parachute payments and get hit with a hefty excise tax. This amendment means that if that happens, Resolute Inc. will pay an additional amount to these executives to cover that excise tax and any other taxes related to those payments. Essentially, the company is ensuring that its top leaders won't be out of pocket due to these specific tax implications arising from a change of control. The company has the final say on how much this gross-up payment will be. Importantly, the rest of their employment agreements stay the same. Next up, we have a termination of a material definitive agreement. This means a significant contract they previously entered into is now being ended. On the 17th of October 2025, Resolute Inc. notified Jefferies LLC that they are terminating their open market sale agreement, which they first made on the 14th of November 2023. This termination will be effective on the 24th of October 2025. So, what was this agreement about? It was related to an at-the market program. This is a way for a company to sell shares of its stock over time on the open market at prevailing prices. Typically, companies use this to raise capital gradually without causing a huge splash in the stock price. However, the filing also states that Resolute Inc. did not actually sell any shares under this program. This means they had the option to sell stock this way, but they decided not to exercise it, so they're now closing that door. And finally, we have the signature. This is Nevin Charles Elam, the Chief Executive Officer, signing off on this report on the 21st of October 2025, confirming that the information presented is accurate to the best of his knowledge on behalf of the company. Now, looking at these updates holistically, what is the big picture? Resolute Inc. is making moves to protect its key executives financially in the event of a change of control, which signals a potential focus on stability or perhaps an acknowledgement of market dynamics where such events are considered. At the same time, they are closing down a financing avenue, the at-the-market program, that they didn't end up using. This could mean they feel they have sufficient capital for now, or they are pursuing other financing strategies. It is a bit of a mixed signal. On one hand, they're reinforcing executive security. On the other, they're pruning financing options. The lack of any actual stock sales under the Jefferies agreement is particularly noteworthy. It suggests that either the company's capital needs were met through other means, or they decided against diluting their stock through this particular mechanism. This could be a good thing if it means they are confident in their current financial standing and future cash flow generation. However, by terminating this agreement, they are also removing a potential future source of funding if needed. As for the executive compensation amendments, while it is common to have retention and incentive structures for top brass, the gross up for excise taxes is a significant perk. It suggests a proactive approach to compensation, ensuring that leadership remains whole even under potentially adverse tax scenarios during a corporate transition. This can be seen as a way to maintain morale and focus among top executives, particularly if there are rumors or plans of potential mergers or acquisitions. Overall, Resolute Inc. seems to be navigating its corporate structure and executive incentives with a focus on what they consider to be stability and protection for its leadership team. The termination of the open market sale agreement without any activity suggests a company that is either comfortable with its current financial runway or is exploring alternative capital. raising or internal funding strategies, the key takeaway here is that the company is making deliberate choices about how it manages its finances and its people, especially concerning potential significant corporate events. Alright, that is our breakdown of Resolute Inc.'s latest filing. What is your take on these executive compensation changes and the termination of the financing agreement? Do you think they point to strength or potential future challenges? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If this analysis was valuable and helped you decode this corporate move, hitting that like button really helps us out and motivates us to keep them coming. And of course, subscribe so you do not miss our future deep dives into company filings. Don't forget to check out our Discord community linked in the description where we discuss these topics and more. Thanks for watching and we'll see you in the next video.